That way you can keep up with the challenge and not have to seek me out. You know, you'll get the email sent straight to your inbox. All right, so he plays d5. Let's go with knight f6. And your name will also pop up on the screen below me, and I get to try pronouncing it and probably fail. You should have started the challenge at like a 100 rating. I started at 800. 100 would have been pretty crazy. I could have done that, I guess, but that seems like a far way to go, honestly. Hey, Toldy. Toldai. Thanks a lot for the follow. Paul, really appreciate that. Alright, so it looks like he played e4 and just gave us a free pawn. And he's down 20 seconds. Alright, free pawn. I'm not complaining. I'll play d5 to guard the knight. Excuse me. Can you even get to 100 rating? I'm honestly not sure about that either. I'm really not sure if that's even possible. Yeah, I guess we'll take it. He's going to play knight takes, yep. Let's go g6. Hey, Amendan, 2013. Amendan. It's close to Amanda. I don't know if that's what you're going for. Amendan 2013, thanks a lot for the follow. Really appreciate it. Alright, bishop g7. We're just going to castle here. Actually, we have the d4 pawn for free. That seems pretty nice of him. We'll take that with check. Trade off queens. Be up 2 pawns. The lowest players I've heard of were about 230, which is obviously way lower than 100. Way lower? I think you mean way higher, but I understand what you're trying to say. Can you even get to 100 from losing every game? Yeah, you'd have to lose a lot of games without winning anything. You could not win one game because you gain a ton of points if that happened. So I'm really not sure. It would take a while to actually get to 100, honestly. That would probably take me, even if I resigned every game, I mean, you'd have to resign a lot of games to get to 100. A lot of games. Alright, let's go bishop f5 to hit the c2 pawn. Play the King's Indian at some point? Yeah, I can play the King's Indian. I'll do that next game, most likely, if somebody else plays d4. Let's just go back to g7, I guess. Why not? Next, we'll play knight c6. Something along those lines. Yeah, so just knight c6 here. Probably. Oh, well, did it work last move? I could have done bishop d3, forking the rook and knight, and then he plays rook f4. Hold on, I hope I didn't just flat out miss this. Why is this bishop on a weird square? What is this thing doing? Why is it frozen? Bishop, why are you frozen? There we go. Did it work last move? Bishop d3, rook f4, e5. Yeah, it probably worked. Whoops. Oh well, I can do it here. Might have missed that last move. So we're picking up some kind of material at this point. Either a free piece or an exchange or something like that. I guess we're getting a free piece out of it. Right? I think we just take that. He gets c7, I suppose. But I'm not sure if that's a great end of the deal for his, or great bargain for him. We could take on c3. He takes the bishop. We trade, and then I'm just up the exchange. But I like being up a piece more than I like being up the exchange. Pieces are definitely better. We're going to go back to d3, I think. If I went to d5, he could play c4, and maybe my bishop's trapped. Or rook d1, and my bishop's kind of on a weird spot. You could go up to 1500 playing blindfolded. I thought about doing like a blindfold version of this challenge. However, it's hard for me to set it up for you guys to see the board if I'm playing blindfolded. You guys could, of course, go on live chess yourself and watch me do it, and you could see the board at that point. But for the purposes of the stream, I couldn't really figure out, at least easily, how I could not see the board, but you guys could see the board at the same time. It's really not as easy to make happen as you would think. Let's just guard the pawn, or guard the bishop. We're going to take on c3 pretty soon. Okay, I guess not. We'll just retreat. Why not e5? e5 would have also been okay. Did I see his recent blindfold simul? I did. I'm not sure how strong the players he was playing were, but it was still impressive. Still definitely impressive. All right, now we're going to do e5. Bishop retreats to g3. And then we have a nice little tactic. Bishop h6, pinning the knight to the two rooks. And next f6 is going to... He'll play h4, I play f6, and this knight's pinned. Yeah, the impressive part that was it was blitz time, so that does make... He has to... And one of the guys lost on time, so he also flagged somebody while playing simul blindfolded, which was kind of cool. The only... I'd say that was one of the more impressive parts, though, at least. Considering that he can play blindfold against grandmasters, him playing one or two blindfold games against very low-rated players is it's still impressive, but it's not, you know, people have done that before, I guess. It's not anything unheard of. All right, so we're skewering the two rooks here. Yeah, Timur Grieve I know has done a big simul before. Yep. All right, we're taking that. We're going to take the bishop next move. He's just losing a lot of material. Up a rook in two pieces, knight g4. There'll probably be checkmate pretty soon. So he'll play like king g1 probably. Yep. Let's go rook d2. Yeah, that's definitely impressive. 33 board simul blindfolded. I think I'd go crazy. I'd actually be curious how many boards I could simul blindfolded. I really don't know. I really don't know. Okay, so it's rook d1 check, and then rook takes e1, and we got checkmate here. I know he played funky openings in the U.S. Chess Championship. Yeah, he's known for definitely playing some interesting stuff. All right, we're up to 1160. Let's analyze this one real briefly to see what parts 2015 could have done better. All right, we were black. Knight f6, e4. Okay, so, I mean, at the start, we're just picking up a free pawn. He just should not be giving up a free pawn here. Much better is c4, knight c3 is possible, knight f3, something like that. e4, though, is just a free pawn. Guard the knight, trade. At this point, instead of just letting me trade the pawns, he should at least make me work for it. Knight c3 to attack the pawn. He might be able to win it back. I'm not entirely sure, but at least make me work for it. f3, though, we just trade. Get castled. This allows a free exchange of queens. Much better here would be like bishop e3. And then maybe that, knight g5 if you really wanted to do it. Or knight c3 next move, or something like that. White does have some compensation in the form of the open f-file, but I feel like black is still pretty happy with the position being up a pawn here this early on. Knight g5, we just trade queens, castle, hit the pawn. I missed bishop c4, I guess that could, or bishop d3. This could have probably won pretty quickly. Something like this. Now the rook has to move and I can pick off the knight. I could even pick off the rook if I wanted to. Either way. And at this point, it's after I pick up the knight, it's pretty much over at this point as long as I don't make a big silly mistake. Bishop h6 is kind of a cool move. f6 hitting the pin knight. Take, and we're just up, you know, a rook in two pieces. Pretty winning easily to win there. Let's see here.